following video is not a polished episode. It is purely the highlights from a live stream investigation done on a phone and at the mercy of reception. These videos are designed to show you some unique places, give you the history, and give you any happenings that we might have had. Are they paranormal? I'll let you decide.
Good to be else.
There you go.
Hello.
You can say welcome to Wales in Welsh.
Croeso i'r Cymru.
There you go.
Welcome to Wales.
So we're actually in Wales. We're in Ruthin.
Ruthin? Yeah,
Yes, I
Ruthin.
keep calling it Ruthin and then you keep telling me off
Ruthin.
and it's Ruthin.
Ruthin.
So we're actually in Ruthin Gaol. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you a little bit around.
Should we just introduce this other person that keeps hanging around?
Oh, we got another person here. We picked up a waif off the So this is who we'll be investigating tonight. This is Jill. Jill is actually my old school friend, and we hadn't seen each other in 40 years. 40 years. We lost track of each other when we were teenagers, and then Facebook came along, and suddenly we found each other again.
Now we've seen each other 3 times in 3 years.
Yes. She never investigated before, really. Have you?
No.
So she's going to be a bit of a novice tonight. But what we're going to do is we are going to come on and investigate, but I thought I'll show you a little bit of Ruthin Gaol first. And this lovely lady, Karen, behind me, is going to take us around very quickly. And she's going to tell us, she's been telling us of one cell in particular that I'm really interested in doing. And she's going to tell her personal experiences from that cell. We can't go up here, unfortunately, because it is being used as a, what is it? Research storage. So this is the more modern block area. I'll just have a look down here. Big staircase coming down. I don't want to blind this lovely lady here, but she's going to just very briefly tell us when it was built. And aren't you? Yeah. All right.
Okay, so this is the Pentonville block, which was built in 1866. It has 22 cells on each of its 4 floors and could accommodate about 100 prisoners. The design of this 4-storey wing is a smaller version of the 5 wings Pentonville jail in London.
You've got the condemned cells. I'm just looking at the sign right behind you. How many people were hanged here at Ruthin? Ruthin? I'm going to get told off for saying Ruthin.
Ruthin jail. We've only got historic evidence of one prisoner that was executed here this century.
And what did he do?
He actually shot his wife, who was misbehaving with another man while her husband was in the workhouse. And when he was released from the workhouse, he was very angry, and he set out to murder this man who was living with his wife. But when he got to the house that night, this man was working a night shift, and the only person home was his wife. So unfortunately he was so angry that he shot his wife and gave himself up.
Yeah. Have anybody experienced, his name was William, was it?
Yeah, William Hughes.
Has anybody experienced William here?
Yeah, lots of people have experienced William's presence here. Lots of people have spent some time in the condemned cell and tried to make contact with him.
Okay.
We did have one lady who actually had a mark around her neck.
Oh, that's interesting.
She actually had a red mark, which, it actually looked like she'd had a rope.
Okay, I've got a photograph on this phone of what similar thing happening in Adelaide jail.
Yeah.
So she came out with
That's
a big
right.
red. Yeah. And you said the hanging, it took place just on the other side of that board there?
Yeah.
Did they?
The actual hanging took place behind this bricked up mural here.
Right.
And we know that the Green Gallows came from Usk Prison, and they came on the train and they were brought here to Ruthin Gaol, and they were put up against the wall, and William Hughes was led out to the green gallows where he was dropped down, and that's where he was hung.
Okay.
We've got Reverend Rees reading William Hughes' last rites.
Now there's another area that we're going to go to. It's downstairs. Somebody actually, sorry, Casey has asked how long has it been going for. So it shut in
1913.
1913?
Yeah.
So all in all, it was opened in...
The first building was 1725.
1725 to 1913. So do your sums, Casey, on that, because I'm not going to add that one up. The very first, and there's Jill, who I've just blinded with my torch. Get used to it, Jill. That's what it's like on investigations. All right, we're going to go downstairs to the older section down here. And then Karen's going to very kindly tell us about some personal experiences.
In the dark cell?
Yep, in the dark cell. And she's going to tell you what the dark cell is. Recreation of the gas lamps, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been back in their day.
This is the actual wiring. You know, I mentioned to you about the system that was used, where the prisoners would actually contact the warders.
Yeah.
And this is all that's left now of the old wiring system now. Unfortunately, there's none of it upstairs anymore.
Wow. All right. And we will be turning all these lights off soon. Now, this is the cell that I'm particularly interested in here. This is called the dark cell. These doors, by the way, are very, very narrow. If I turn around as Karen comes in, you'll see how narrow they actually are. Yeah. They're not very big doors, not like the Adelaide jail. So this was known as the dark cell?
This was the terrible dark cell, where prisoners were punished by being in total darkness and silence, and sometimes left in here for days on end.
So I guess we would call them deprivation cells over in Australia. That's how we would refer to them.
Spending weeks in solitary and dark confinement for being aggressive, disturbed or awkward prisoners, which would literally make them go mad. Some prisoners were transferred to the lunatic asylum at Denby, which was where people who had gone mad would go to. On the floor we can see the original remains of what would have been the irons, which were put on their arms and legs, and they would have been chained to the floor.
The floor's obviously a lot higher now than it was. Whoops.
Needs to be cut off though, haven't it?
Yeah. So, but you've got 4 of them here, so they would have been chained, I guess, to these areas here. Now, I'm going to talk about because everybody who's watching here obviously is very interested in the ghosts. And you've had a couple of experiences in this particular cell, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had an experience where this little box here in the corner, if I lift this lid up and I just show you if you want to just see inside, it's just housing for some cables
And wiring,
which doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But this lid just actually fits on top. I was in here one night and I experienced this lid was actually lifting up on its own.
Okay. As loud as that?
As loud as that. And it was doing that.
And you were investigating
for
in
quite
here?
some time.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously, we were all quite shocked because there was no air or any reason for that to happen.
Yeah.
In here, and there was nobody standing near.
Okay, so what did your guests do when that started happening?
Well, you can imagine they were quite scared.
So nobody waited for the door? Mind you, I suppose the box is right next to the door, you'd have to go past the box, wouldn't you?
The other experience that I had in here one night, I was actually sitting in the corner here with a couple of young ladies, and I was actually crouched down in the corner here, and on that wall we could hear this tapping, and it was kind of like this, and it just went on and on. And every time this guy came in to film us, the tapping would stop, and we got the impression that the spirit only seemed to like ladies, that he wasn't very keen on men entering the cell. And every time he left, it would start again. And we were just sitting here and feeling like really scared, like there was somebody here with us. And the noise seemed to come closer to us, and it seemed like it was coming next to me here in the corner. And then suddenly, as we were here listening, there was this growl, and it just went rah!
Oh, really?
And we literally just fled out of the door.
Yeah.
We were so scared. The other experience is we had a cameraman with his tripod in this corner.
Right.
And he was actually filming one night, and he experienced, he felt something grab him round the throat and actually pull him back in that corner. And he was obviously really scared because he wondered what was trying to get him round the throat.
Keg is just setting up in that cell that we were talking about. We've kind of got the lights off. We can't get all the lights off, unfortunately, but we have made it a lot gloomier. Unfortunately, we do have green exit signs. We have one at the end there and one here, which are quite bright, but that helps you see what's happening. However, in this cell, which is the one we want to, which is called the dark cell, which is just here, it's a lot darker. We've just set up some equipment. I'm going to put my little blue torch on. So we've just set up some equipment in here. We've got the very scary Cag, who always looks scary. She's playing the black-eyed child at the moment. We have the very lovely Jill. I can't see her. Oh, there you go. She didn't look as scary as you do, Cag. Now, we set up some equipment. We haven't brought much, guys, because we've had to get it from overseas, obviously, bringing it over in our suitcases. So, what have you set up, Cag?
Set up the REM pod, the EDI, and some K2s.
By the way, guys, tell us if you hear anything. Again, this is just one big experiment that we do with you guys. And that is electronic voice phenomena supposedly puts itself onto electronic equipment. We don't hear it ourselves with our ears. So you're listening on electronic equipment. Now what I want to know is, do you hear things from your end that we're not hearing in this cell? We're only going to do a little bit in this cell, guys, and then we're going to go out in the hallway. Right, what we're going to do is we're just going to introduce ourselves. So if there is anybody in here, if there is any prisoner in this cell with us still, then my name's Alison.
My name is Cag.
My name's Jill.
And we're just here to see if anybody would like to chat to us. We've come as visitors. You wouldn't have got many of those in your day. We've been told that you like women and that you get very touchy-feely with women. Well, we've got 3 ladies in here, although Cag would be very loosely termed a lady.
That's so true.
That's so mean.
So you can let us know you're here if you like. We've got these lights in the corners. So if you can make those light up, I think you would have seen it happen earlier. But the one in the corner there, if you get very, very close to it, maybe you can change the lights to red. You can make the sound of the alarm. Next to it we've got the EDI. I've got K2 down near me, which is good because the one thing about the K2 on my phone. Oh, hello. Do you know the name of the person who's on the throne at the moment? Your king? Or maybe your queen?
Is that you?
It was me, so.
Alright. Okay, just making a little. Can you. Oh, hello. So every time I'm about to ask a question, that goes off. How long were you in jail for? Maybe you were a soldier, fighting for your king or your queen. That was you. Can you try and do that again, please? I'm not asking you to perform. Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you for that.
Nice if you got a little bit closer though. Go to the next colour. The closer you get, the more colours you get.
Are you frustrated that you can't communicate properly? And that we can't see you? Maybe you try and communicate. Now, so far we're only getting the green light, from what I can see anyway through here. Can you please, if that's you, just to let us know, can you get it to higher than green, please? You might still be trying to work it out if it is you, and it's not just random. Actually, don't forget also, we're in Wales. They wouldn't have, or English wouldn't have been their first language, it would have been Welsh. But unfortunately, I don't know Welsh. It might be interesting also getting Karen back in here because she is Welsh. Mm-hmm. So the lady that we had, the cake too got off. The lady we had in here earlier, I would love to ask a question in Gaelic, Debbie. Unfortunately, I do not know Gaelic. But if you want to Google some questions in Gaelic and write them out for me, I will try and speak them.
Make sure that it's
and make sure Google
it's Welsh and not Scottish.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Oh,
yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not Scottish. So,
Rita.
What was that?
Good morning. Oh, hello.
So there you go. So it'll have to be Welsh. Just remember that.
So were you from Ruthin?
Debbie's on it, which is good. All right, what about if you light it up in a very, very quick way, so very brief light up and a very brief sound, we use that as a yes, and maybe a longer alarm signal, we use that as a no.
Do you understand? Short light for yes and long light for no. Then you say, okay. I think you're just taking the mickey. Can you do a short one for me? No. Okay.
All right, are you trying to say that you're not a circus animal? That was a shorter one. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to get Cag to come over and say these well. She's a little bit better at...
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know, you're Scottish, so you should be...
Scottish. So that is
San Flaclair, is it? Okay. Efad. San, so that's F-H-A.
So San Clair.
Flaclair.
Efad. And all you Welsh people out there, I
We do
apologise. And that is, what is your name? Bethy.
D.
Why is that ooh sound?
Why is it what?
Ooh.
You.
It's like an ooh sound.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So Beth U do N.
He's probably going, what on earth are you guys saying?
I don't know what a W is.
Oh, okay. Poisidaria. I don't know. I can't say these. It was
It's going, what the?
Debbie, it was a great idea. Whoever it was, it's a great idea, but you need to tell us how to pronounce them as well.
Phonetically as well.
Yeah, we're probably insulting every Welsh person.
It's not our favourite, whoever is in the corner.
And whoever's in the corner there is not. In fact, it's gone off quite a lot since we started trying to say the Welsh. It's good that actually. Sorry, guys, if we're destroying your language. Okay, we stopped talking Welsh. Is that all right?
That was a no.
You want us to keep talking Welsh? You're going to have to help us if you want us to keep trying to speak your language. Is that a yes? Shorter than the one before.
Okay.
Yes? Okay. If you lot are giving us swear words in Welsh and we don't know it, and we're actually insulting these people, because we are trusting you lot out there that you're giving us proper questions. God knows what we've been saying. We're in somebody else's country. It's always polite to try and speak their language, but it's extremely hard. So, Yiddish. God's
sake.
You said, Debbie. Can we have a simple one? Do you notice that when I'm speaking, or I don't know if you noticed, but when I am trying Welsh, it gets a lot more insistent. Are you going to go quiet now? Who are you? Pronounced Puwiti. Okay. Puwiti. That's Puwiti. Are you getting us to swear, Laura? Puwiti. I've lost it.
Oh dear.
I think they're laughing at us as well, Michael. If it was me, I would be sitting in that corner going, honestly.
Do you see what Josh has put? You just offered your services for a shilling. Easy ladies.
So far, Keg has offered herself. Actually, probably we've offered Keg for you. No, it's pretty quiet. Apart from the REM pod, which is just very insistently, I think we should move it.
Mm.
All right, we might go out into the hallway. So while these guys are going to set up out in the hallway, I'll take you for a little look around while they're doing that, then we can show you when they're ready. Oh. This is Ruthin, so I'm just going to show you. It's got several different levels, so I'll show you in some of the cells. They're not very big cells. They used to have gaslight. Thanks, Debbie. We are going to... I know we've had a bit of fun trying to say Welsh, so don't think we're always that silly. What's this one? So these are the little cells. The thing that gets me, and that's not a ghost out there, that's just CAG, is how narrow these doors are. The Adelaide jail doors are twice the width of these doors here. They're so narrow. It's actually freezing cold. Right here, guys, it's really, really cold. CAG?
Sorry?
Have we got windows open? That's not. It's absolutely, as you come to about here, the temperature drops. It is around me. Right there.
Actually, it is really cold.
It is, isn't it?
Draft, isn't there?
There's no window. There's a window, but there's no...
But it's, yeah, it's right here. It's a cold, really cold. I walked straight into it, but I don't know where it's... The windows have got no open windows, it's thick glass. It's just here. There is a hole just to try and debunk. I don't know. So, yeah, that's not going to... Let's see if it's cold. It just seems to be like you can have a breeze, yeah. So let's just see if it's... Let's try and look for a source of a cold breeze.
It's really cold there, isn't it?
It is, it's like a really cold spot just there. I mean, that door's open, but it's nowhere near where we were feeling it. So. And I just want to check this door. There's really no gaps coming through there. Yeah, Natasha, as I said, we've all right, if there is anybody in this cell block with us. What was was that you, Amy?
Yeah, I think it's just uneven floor here.
Yeah. We hope you don't mind us being here. I know we were having a bit of fun.
Must be below ground here because it can't be floor level.
Just these guys behind this door.
Oh, sorry. We're just debunking.
Okay. What are you debunking?
I'm just on about the fact where we are. Is it, you know, they said it was ground level.
I think we're below ground level here.
Well, not when you look out the door at the end. You can see it's. Okay, so you're seeing it moving. Out of interest, how tall? Now, I will say that there's been an Irish wolfhound seen a couple of times. This is what Karen told us, that on a couple of occasions people have actually witnessed an Irish wolfhound in here, but it went through the wall.
And also other animals.
Yeah. So...
Actually,
What?
that's going to sound really weird. I thought there was, to me, on that right-hand side down there,
Yeah.
it was as though somebody had cast a shadow down there.
Like that you just saw.
Mm.
And how tall was it that you saw, Keg?
It was as though somebody must have been on the left and was casting a shadow figure up halfway down. was casting a shadow figure, so there wasn't a height to it.
Right.
It was like somebody just moved very quickly. And it was their shadow casting on the wall as they went past. It's interesting, the REM pod hasn't gone off since it was
That's
put
what
on
I
there.
was just thinking. It's not
Yeah,
like
this is
it's
the
all-
other interesting thing, Guy, because I thought maybe the REM pod batteries, sometimes when the REM pod keeps going off, you wonder whether it's the batteries going low. But the interesting thing is, since we've moved it out of that cell, it's been very quiet. Alright, so if there is anybody up this end, people think they've seen you. Yeah, please let us know that you're there. You might be able to see the lights on the boxes. You can let us know you're there, maybe by lighting those lights up, playing with them. I'm going to make a sound, maybe you can copy this sound. What if I do this? Maybe you can copy that. Alright, we're going to back off a little bit.
I thought I heard a door upstairs.
Did you?
Mm,
Just now? Or?
yeah. It sounded like a door.
Which is interesting because all the doors are locked,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah. And I thought you might have heard it because you kind of cocked your ear at the same
No, I
time.
was busy.
Shall we go and stand upstairs?
And leave me down here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah?
Okay.
Then you can keep an eye on these and we'll just keep an eye up there.
Okay.
And we'll come down and report to you, yeah?
Alright. So guys, it's just going to be you and I. Why are you leaving me down in the creepy area? Alright, just behind me then, I don't know if anybody heard it. It could have just been an echo from me, but a couple of footsteps. I'm down here now on my own. So I'm just backing off. William! Are you here tonight? I'm sure you didn't mean to kill your wife. Jealousy can be a very, very bad thing. Emotions at the moment of it. Now again, I'm just going to ask, does anybody hear anything then? I'm not going to tell you what I think I heard. Sounds like the two girls are coming down the stairs.
Okay, we're going down.
Yeah, I could hear you. Anything upstairs?
No, it's all quiet.
All quiet? It's fairly quiet down here now. I'll tell you what has interested me the most tonight, and that's that REM pod. That when we're in the cell, and we were absolutely destroying the Welsh language, the REM pod wouldn't shut up, and now it's not even made a noise at all since we came out. So it's not that it was going flat. Have you seen the baths, guys? I'm going to take you into the washrooms, into where they used to give them baths. They're amazing baths, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Is it one of these? This one?
No, the second one.
Okay. They They used to bath them in here. These are great baths. Look at these. So, and you would have about 15 people. 15 people in a bath like that, and you'd weigh them. So I just went quite off reading your questions. So these are great baths. When it shut down, they just left them here. You wouldn't want to be the last one getting in that bath, would you, Keg?
No. You really want to be first on the list.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. What do you reckon? Might call it. Oops. You might call it a night with the live feed. Mm-hmm. All right, because we don't want to overdo our welcome with you all. So we're going to kick on for a little bit. We'll let you know if anything happens. Thank you for putting up with us. As I said, it's all about just showing you around, letting you take part in places that you probably, I don't know, some of you may get to one day. All right, we're going to get off. We're going to do some work. Craigenos tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you then.
We've got this lady still as well.
Which lady? Oh, yes. This lady behind me. My old... Oh, I just blinded her. We got to break her in. All right, catch you later.